What is going on, players? And welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today, we're looking at the end of season review because this is the final episode as Borussia Dortmund manager. We have won the Champions League. The series has come to an end, unfortunately, but we did it. We won the Champions League, and that means the series is over. I'm going to do an episode as well where I'm going to show my favourite 11, or the team that if I was given the option I'd play every week in game. But we're also going to have a look and see what teams have had the biggest fall from grace and which ones have climbed the ladder to success. So strap in, should be an interesting episode. They're all interesting, but this one quite interesting. Like and subscribe if you do enjoy this content. Right, so as I said, the end of season review is first up. So let's have a look and see what everyone thinks is the best bit of football, or who's been the best player. We've had a couple of interesting signings this year. Doesn't look like there's any player there's no player that's being seen as the standout player so far. Edmilson Correa, player I actually forgot was in our B team. If I'd remembered that he was there, probably would have put him in instead of Stevie Gay for pretty much the entire season. So Stevie Gay, every chance he got, he threw a strop. But as you can see, average rating wise, so many of our players were above a 7. Like even Carlos Barros had a 7. The man was fantastic. We do have they really did not like Stevie Gay. Vincent van der Berg gets an A, B minus. He didn't play. C, B minus. Yeah, it's like plenty of players got a decent scoring, or rating, I suppose. The expectations did change midway through the season because we had done so well. They changed it to challenge for the Bundesliga, which we ended up winning. We had an average attendance of 91%, and the top goal scorer for us was Salvador Tomas. B minus only. Kind of surprised. Stuttgart survived relegation. As you can see, we went on quite the scoring run at the start of the season. Dominated for the beginning, then lost to Hanover. That was disappointing. Champions League, they expected us to reach the quarter-finals. We won the thing. Regelio getting 6 goals, and the Pokal runners-up, unfortunately, 5-2 defeat in the final to Bayern Munich. They're not overly happy about it, but they're still happy that we reached the final. They're just really unhappy about how we went out, which kind of understandable. Biggest win was a 10-0 against Hanover. That was quite a game. Quite enjoyable for me as well. The match to remember was 6-1 against Wolfsburg on the opening day. Yeah, it was the opening day win. Kind of surprised they picked that game instead of this one, or either one of the 8-0 wins we had, or the 7-0 wins, or the 7-1 wins. Goal of the season was against Leipzig in the Pokal. I think that Regelio had a much better goal score, or scored a much better goal. But what do I know? The reputation has increased to a full 5-star club. Sponsorship hasn't changed. Broadcast revenue has gone up ever so slightly. Corporate and hospitality has gone up a little bit. Competition prize money has rocketed. And the match day commercial and retail has increased slightly. We sold 819,000 shirts with Chukwueze. No, didn't play him all that often after he picked up that injury, unfortunately. Delhay, Tomas, Bellingham, and Lemon had the remainder of the top 5. In terms of players, then in our Dream 11, interesting. Sainz starts in goal. He played the most of all the goalkeepers. Brady did run him tight. I think it was like 23 appearances, 25 appearances for Brady. Bengo Texea and Delhay, not surprised. They were definitely our best fullbacks. Volkart and Van den Berg. Van den Berg definitely kind of grew into the team towards kind of the middle of the season to the end of the season. Jude Bellingham and Ferreira as our central midfield. Gaderick, Garcia, Tomas, and Smith up front. That's interesting. I'm not sure I would have put Lewis Smith there, but to be fair, when he was at the club, he was boshing him in for fun. Yeah, it's just when he went to United, Didn't really have a great time now, did he? He's probably regretting that decision. The accolades. We finished third, somehow. Third in the Manager of the Season award. But the Fans Player of the Season was Del Hay. He was also a Young Player of the Season. Again, 24 years old. The man has so much potential to fulfill. I hope he does. Goal of the season went to Ferreira. Top goal scorer was Salvador Tomas with 30, who has been dropped by Spain. I genuinely do not know why. Most assists went to Del Hay with 24. My left back, he's better than Glenn Coops, I think. And Glenn Coops, probably my favourite left back I've had up to the time where we joined Dortmund. Chukwueze had the most Player of the Match awards with 8, even though he didn't play most of the second half of the season. Del Hay had the highest average rating, 7.5, and the most passes completed per 90 minutes, Jurek, with 40 passes per 90. He only played the second half of the season, so that's a pretty good stat. Most goals in a match was Salvador Tomas with 4, breaking a record. Highest transfer fee paid for signs, 95 million, and the youngest goal scorer was Fabian Geiger, 17 years, 38 days, scored that in the opening Pokal game of the season. Chukwueze won African Footballer of the Year and African Midfielder of the Year. German Player of the Year was Del Hay. German Footballer of the Year was Salvador Tomas, and the German Under-17 Player of the Year, Fabian Geiger. I kind of regret not giving him more opportunities than I did. The history in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of our end of season award ceremony. Well done, Borussia Dortmund. That was a seriously impressive season from Dimitris Mazouras from Planet Football. What an incredible season Borussia Dortmund put together from Kieran Reynolds, from the coach's voice. We did win the Bundesliga and the Champions League. Could have won some more, but we didn't. So a little disappointed with that. We've done really rather well. I felt like we should have won the Bundesliga a little more comfortably with the start we had to the season, but what can you do, I guess? The expected goals for us this year were 98.9. We actually scored 130. We were dominant. Actual expected points would have been 81.1. Actually got 86, which would have been first. Anyway, so we won the league, and it was what was expected of us. For next season, even though I'm not going to be here, high reputation players is what they want signed. 4-year contracts for first team players. Win the Bundesliga and reach the semi-final of the Champions League. Little do they know, we are already leaving. Bellingham, Garcia and Chukwueze. Chukwueze potentially might, according to the coaches, might be moved on. So we find out when I jump forward a couple of seasons. So they want us to do a recruitment meeting, but I'm not going to bother with that because we have these players who are expiring after 12 months. That's fine. We're going to skip the recruitment meeting because there's no need for it. Borussia Dortmund players named in the European Champions League Dream Team: Del Hay, Falkart and Ferreira making it in. It's telling me about all these random players I don't care about. Neither of our goalkeepers made it into the European Champions League goalkeeper of the season. Falkart and Del Hay second and third in the defender of the season. No midfielders and no strikers. So we won it and didn't really get many players in and around the awards, which is interesting. So I was just having a quick look at the Premier League. Nothing major crazy is happening in the Bundesliga. Hamburg are in the second division. Other than that, Newcastle are having a decent time, sitting in 6th. But we have Arsenal in 13th and Everton are sitting in 18th. Like, that's... I don't think Everton got relegated in this save yet, but I've not really... Yeah, they haven't. I haven't really been paying attention to the Premier League, but Everton are after getting relegated. That's not good for them. Man United, as you can see, dominating. They're the dominant force in the Premier League again. So I'm going to jump down to lower divisions and have a look and see if there's anything crazy happening in those. Yeah, we have actually found one. In the Championship, QPR got relegated, had a 12-point deduction for going into administration. Not ideal. Not ideal. Portsmouth in the championship as well. Don't know if that's really surprising, but still, it's something, I guess. Um, is there anyone in League One that would be surprising? Charlton Posh got promoted. Lelouch will be delighted. Port Vale League One team. Is that like Huddersfield mid-table League One? I suppose many people would say that's somewhat expected. They're not as good as they once were. Wigan got relegated. Since I left, they've been kind of on a downward spiral. It's disappointing, but it's just the way it is, I guess. League Two. Let's have a look and see. Is there Stockport fourth in League Two? That's pretty good. They must be happy with that. Oxford down in League Two. Definitely Doncaster. Oh, Preston. Solihull Moors. Kind of a Bromley. Harrogate. Salford just kind of sat in League Two the entire time, I think. McDonald's. Carlisle got relegated. Lincoln almost got relegated. Oh, I think I still have the national. Oh, I don't anymore. Okay. I guess you could say Levante and Deportivo La Coruña being mid-table second division in Spain would be somewhat unexpected. Eibar, who I think were in the top division last year, finishing. Well, I haven't finished yet because I still have 2 games to go. Could still actually get relegated. But Malaga as well, like Eibar, were they in? Yeah, they just got relegated 2 years ago from La Liga. Malaga potentially going to get relegated as well. That's not great for them. So the Italian league, I don't think it's very different. Like, it's not so much so that you kind of go like, oh, I can't believe it. But like Lazio finishing 7th, having won the league 2 years ago. The fact that Atalanta are sitting in 10th, somewhat unexpected. Cagliari getting relegated. Brescia, like the fact that Monza are in the top division, a little bit unexpected. Verona making only in the playoffs. I'm surprised about Hellas Verona only making it into the playoffs. Chievo, Palermo, the fact they're like lower mid-table, they're building back, but at the same time, Genoa in 15th. Like I said, the Bundesliga, there's nothing too crazy after happening. Of course, PSG have just won everything. But is there any teams in France, like Angers finishing 9th? We left them, and they were so good, and now they're not. Marseille getting 10th. It's slightly like Bordeaux, Auxerre, and Auxerre got relegated. Is that surprising? I don't know. I feel like it is. Saint Etienne have gotten promoted. Dijon in 6th. Metz 7th. Orleans in 10th. That's not too bad for them, actually. They've done pretty well to get there. Paris FC getting relegated. Montpellier in 16th. Ajaccio in 19th and relegated to the 3rd division. Bastia finishing 14th. I remember when they were top division side. I remember. I remember. Is there anything I don't think Portugal's going to be that crazy. Yeah, Braga is 9th. That's kind of the biggest surprise, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that's probably the biggest surprise. Is there any? Do I have the second league loaded? I do. Maritimo, Academica. These are clubs that I'd recognise as like top division sides. Santa Clara used to be a good team, I think. Tondela. Maybe I only know them because I had an affiliate with them before. I don't know. Eredivisie. What's happened in the Eredivisie? AZ have won it again. So it's been floating around between 3 different teams. But two teams for the last 3 years. Vitesse getting 4th. NAC Breda in 6th. Twente are still languishing. ADO Den Haag in 14th. De Graafschap, Sparta. No surprises really in the relegated teams. What about the second division? Heracles getting relegated or promoted. Sorry, Volendam, Fortuna Sittard, then Bosch got in a playoff place because the way it works is like broken up to 4 different parts of seasons. Just NEC finishing 10th. They still have Omega, and they're not getting promoted, even though he's like constantly the top goal scorer. Cadvik in 15th. That's not too bad for them. Excelsior in 17th. Telstar in 18th. Dordrecht got relegated, and that's all we have in the Dutch division. Belgian division. Club Brugge, I think they finished they finished 3rd overall because they had a tremendously poor time. I know that because they sacked their manager. Zulte Waregem getting 4th. Ghent finishing 6th. That's disappointing. Anderlecht in 11th. Franks Borans. So they got promoted last season from the 2nd division. They've been like a perennial 4th division team. Got promoted to the 3rd division. Spent a couple of years in the 2nd division. Got promoted last year, and instantly relegated. But they actually showed that they could hang, which is good for them. You tell me there's 8 teams in the 2nd division. Union SG. I'd be surprised that they're that low down. Same with Liers. Kortrijk. Kind of surprised they're as far down as there. I think we have the first amateur. Okay, no, we don't. And for a second there, I was like, why would I have so many Belgian leagues loaded? In Russia, then, Zenit not winning the title. That's surprising. They've won quite a few of them. Lokomotiv Moscow finishing 7th. Rostov in 10th. Arsenal Tula getting relegated. Shinnik, aren't they a normal top division team? No. Okay, I don't know why that's... Okay, that's fine. So yeah, there's nothing too crazy happening in the rest of the world, to be fair. So we're going to end the episode here. And I am going to resign with immediate effect. Yes. So that is the end of the journey. We're going to come back in the next episode, and I'm going to show you my favorite 11. I'll put a tweet out with all the different positions. You can decide who you think should be in the best 11, and we're going to have a look at the 2 of those, and maybe have a look at a couple of years in the future, depending on how you want. I'm going to go forward anyway, see what happens. But thank you very much for watching, fellas. If you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Makes a huge difference. And we'll be starting a new series in a day or 2, maybe. Should be interesting. Thanks very much for watching, fellas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!